into the quarterfinals now of the Verdemat Bowls British Open. All English tie here on the show mat. Tony Ealham of Essex up against Steve Puttock of Hampshire. Tony playing with the black bowls. Steve just bowling here, bowling with the yellow bowls. Steve did win the first end. It's at one shot, so it's currently Tony holding shot here. The second end. Tell you in the other quarterfinals, it's Verdemat Bowls versus Jonathan Payne. Mitchell Young against Lawrence Moffat. Gary McNabb against Noel Graham, so really good mix. Good bowl there from Steve. Both these players have come through tough groups and last 64, last 32 and last 16 matches. This will be their 9th match of the tournament. Hiya Jack, sorry to see you weren't here this weekend. So 2 shots to Steve there, so 3-0 after 2 ends. Try and keep you updated with the other scores in the quarterfinals. We've also got the semi-finals of the plate and the shield competition taking place at the same time. Hi Alex, other quarterfinals, Verdemat Bowls, Jonathan Payne, Noel Graham, Gary McNabb and Mitchell Young, Lawrence Moffat. Tony had a good run here a couple of seasons back, our first visit to York. Looking to do the same again this year. We will be bringing you the semi-finals and the final. Which will be straight after this. Final scheduled for around about 20 past 8. So you're asking his bowler drop there. Struggling a bit on that side, bowls to get back. We've seen that all weekend. Steve playing with arrows. Try and confirm what model of arrows they are. Good bowl from Steve. It looks like that's the shot. Yeah. It is, yeah. So Steve's playing with Aerosonics. Fairly big bias. Hi Mary, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, if you have got any questions or any comments, please let us know. If you haven't had a chance, listen to the podcast, the Wrong Bias podcast. Please take a look at that. We did have a feature on there. Oh, Tony got a bit of a result there. Yep, he's got the shot. Thanks once again to David Bolt for inviting us to the podcast. We enjoyed our conversation. Had some really good feedback from the players here this weekend as well. He's been unlucky there. He's pushed Tony in for 2. Yep, 2 shots currently to Tony. Tony's just got to be a little bit careful here. Just drawing down. He can make 3 of this. He's out nice and wide. Yeah, didn't quite push through. Don't blame him here. Just the 2 shots to Tony there. So back in the match now, 3-2. Hey Bente, thank you for joining us. So you see the score will be 3-2. Ollie will do the scoreboard there just to confirm. 3-2 after 3 ends. We are playing 12 ends. Good to see Steve back bowling. Some good bowls as well. He's been ever present on the tour since we started. Coming to our events in Scandinavia and Belgium. Hi Matthew, thanks for kind words. Well played this weekend. Glad you enjoyed it. I really do enjoy coming up to York. Great venue here at York and District. We will be doing the draw in a couple of weeks' time for the English Masters, which will be on the 9th and 10th of February back in Chelmsford. That will be the penultimate ranking event of the season. A lot of these players will be in that one as well. Another date for your diary, 1st of March. We'll be opening entries for the first event of the new season, the UK Open. So that's the 1st of March, that's from 6 o'clock UK time. Entries go live on our website. We expect them to sell out in record time, so make sure if you're interested, you get yourself entered early. Back to the action here. Tony currently holding 1 and a measure. Steve taking the shot wood away. It's a measure now for shot. Wouldn't like to say which one's holding now. Let's see what size Steve's bowls are. They're very big. Might just be the yellow bowls that make them look even bigger. Tony just taking his time now. And that's wide. It's not going to come back on that hand. Doesn't like it on that hand. Tony could still be holding. Steve will go for the bowl here for 3 shots. Just see David Bolt just joined us. Just saying, David, thanks again for the opportunity for the podcast. Those of you that haven't listened to it yet, take a listen. Oh, that's not the result Steve wanted. So we'll replay this end. Players are allowed to do that twice without penalty. And the 3rd time they kill the end, they lose 3 shots. So still 3-2, 3 ends played. Tony to go bowl first. That looks to be a good road for this hand. Yeah, good start. We'll see Steve being positive to this though. He's just fallen in front of the jack, giving Steve a little rest here. Yeah. Yeah, good bowl. Played it with good weight. Tony sticking to the backhand. Nice and wide. Drop right around this. Likes it. Relax. That's not quite. Wants it to fall. You switch into the forehand. Now, going to have to change now. Just over the pace here. Push the shot bowl away. That's what he's playing. Look tight out the hand. Yeah. That's where that hand has really proven difficult this weekend. Players frightened to go too wide. I know it's going to hold on them. Steve trying to draw to the back bowl. He's short here. Still there for Tony. Make a slight adjustment on his last. Doesn't want to flick his own bowl away though. Be too wide here. Always wide. Does not want his own bowl here. Chance for 4 now. It's one of those situations where sometimes you're better off just dropping in for another. Yep, Steve's going for it. Got it. Almost taken away the shot. There should be 3 shots, I think. Yep. 3 shots, so Steve is now 6-2 after 4. Again, sometimes just that heat of the moment in the match. So sometimes it's just better to go 1 down. Have 2 decent bowls in the head. Gave Steve too easy a shot there, really. So Steve takes his opportunity. He's now 6-2 in front. Good start to this end as well. Yeah, very good. So Steve has been ever present on the tour. Good runs in events. Changed his bowls as well over the last few seasons. Seems to have settled with these ones this year. See Tony going big here. Yeah, good strike. Changes things. Those of you just joining us, score is currently 6-2 to Steve Puttock. 4 ends played. Steve trying to drop round here. Just hanging off. Tony going to opting for this backhand. Has he got the pace on this? Has he got the pace? Not quite. Definitely in for second. Steve's just trying to drop down on his backhand. It's on a good road here. Very good. Yeah. Let's Tony try and follow that down. Or does he play the forehand? It's not easy on the forehand in the draw. You need to give it some weight just to hold it there. But you're only really bringing the jack into play. He's playing it. Let's see what weight Tony plays here. Yeah, he's giving it some weight. Close to the bowl, I think. That's going to hang off. Just didn't bite. So this could be 2 shots to Steve here. Yep, Steve's asking for 2. I think it is.
Umpire, please.
So I'm just going to have a little look at this one, pull the umpire. While we wait for that, I'll just have a quick look at the other scores. In Verdemat and Jonathan Payne match, it's currently 4-3 after 6 ends. Just looking further down the rink here. 6-2 Mitchell Young, Lawrence Moffat, which I think is to Lawrence. And Gary McNabb and Noel Graham. Oh, that's 10-0 after 5 to Gary McNabb. So Gary really playing well here. I had a funny feeling that Gary would be with a great shout after the win against James Trott. Struggling in that match. So 1 shot to Steve confirmed there. So 7-2 now after 5 ends. So I'll just wait for Ollie to confirm that here. There we go. 7-2, 5 ends. I think that's actually Mitchell Young, who is 6-3 up after 7 against Lawrence Moffat. Looking at the scoreboard, looks like Gary McNabb's going to pick up another 2 or 3 there, so he could be 12 or 13 up after 6 ends in his quarter-final. Very tight against Jonathan Payne and Verdemat Tolman. I'll confirm who's winning that one in a second.
Last good shot. How far short?
Tony likes this one, following it down. Not quite, that's not bad. That's Jonathan Payne, who's now 6-4 in front against Verdemat Tolman after 7 ends. So here's your full roundup of all of the quarter-finals. Hi Richard, thanks for joining us. One of the questions that we had on the previous feed was, what mats do we use? Well, we're using the wide green light mats. They bowl really well on this surface. I've got the traditional Verdi backing with the traditional wide green top, so good combination. Sponsors of this event, Verdemat Bowls, produce those particular mats. Well, that does give Tony a little look at the jack now. Needs to get this really, doesn't want to be putting himself under any more pressure. At least 1 down in the head. Again, he's got to be a little bit careful, doesn't want to take his own bowl out clean. He's in the area here. Don't know if it's done enough. Fraction more movement on the jack would have been absolutely perfect. He might have done enough for 2. I think this might be another umpire job. 2 shots, yeah, perfect result. 2 to Tony, so 7-4 now. 7-4, halfway through, 6 ends. So really good bowl from Tony there, got it just right, enough movement on the jack. 2 shots. Been in really good form this weekend, as has Steve.
Normally that ball is on the...
Bit of a loose couple of bowls. Both Steve and Tony. Better bowl there. Tony just trying to reach down to this. It's in the area. Shouldn't go far here. Very good. Yeah, very good. Holding at least one. I'm just saying that Tony's first bowl's nominated. It's fallen now, so it can be chalked. Hits the block. So someone did have a question yesterday after the live feed. Why is the block in the middle? That's exactly why the block is there, stopping players from going straight at the target. You've got to go round it. If you touch it, then the bowl gets taken off. It just stops players from going right up the middle. Tony's good again here. Oh, that might make all the difference. That might definitely make it 3. And you also see that there's lines. You've got the jack goes on the centre line, and then there's 2 other lines either side. That's where your feet can't go outside of that. So again, stopping players from being able to put their foot right out and bowl across. Yeah, good bowl from Steve there, cutting that down. Might even crept shot, you know. Yeah, he has. 1 shot. 1 shot to Steve. Really good bowl there. There's a lot of pressure there. If he didn't get that, that was all square potentially. So 8-4 now after 7 ends. There we go. 8-4, 7 ends. Certainly was a good bowl, Tom. And that's one of Steve's major strengths. Very good draw bowler. Tony's going for the jack here, even on a short length. Too wide. Too wide for the jack, but he got second prize. And Tony's got to look to win this end. Doesn't want to be falling any more than 4 behind. Well, same again, I think. Yeah, Tony's going to go again. Hi Teresa, we've got Tony Ealham and Steve Puttock. That's a better result. Hi Andrew, thanks very much. Well done again this weekend. Looking forward to the English Masters next month. It's Tony Ealham who is currently holding in the head, but he's 8-4 down against Steve Puttock here. Better end here from Tony, dropping in for 2 here. Yeah. Bit of pressure on Steve with his last bowl. Gary McNabb, I can tell you, has come through his match with Noel Graham. So Gary's the first player to book their place into the semi-final. A chance for Tony now for 3 here. Last bowl. Yep, out on a good road. So you got the weight. Just not pushed it. So that's 2 shots to Tony. 8-6 now. 8-6 after 8 ends. So Gary McNabb through. Just waiting for the confirmation. Looks like Mitchell Young and Lawrence Moffat. I think Mitchell's won that game. I'll wait to confirm that for you. And then we've got Broner up against Jonathan Payne. Good start from Tony. I can confirm that is Mitchell Young through to the semi-final. So Mitchell and Gary through. Tony needs to drop in with this one. Looks to be better here. This is better, especially if it drops. If it drops, it is. Yeah, that's the shot. Great bowl. And Tony was so keen with that one, he left the chalk on. So, yeah, shot wood. Steve switch into the forehand. Not an easy shot this. Good effort. Well, same again from Tony here. Doesn't want to make it any bigger though. Again, this might be one of them ends where you're just happy picking up the one. Joiner doesn't like this one. Don't know why. If it drops down, if it drops, yes, very good. Didn't like it. Didn't think he liked it out of the hand, but no, it's. This is the main event, Shirley. This is the cup competition. Wow. All square now. 2 shots. So that's 8 all now, 9 ends. It's really tight in the other quarter-final that's still in play. Jonathan Payne and Broner Tolman, 7-6, which I think is to Broner. So really close matches here. We already know that Mitchell Young is through, having beaten Lawrence Moffat, and Gary McNabb is through. Right, Ryan. Look forward to seeing you next month. Our penultimate event of the season, English Masters. All square here, 8 all, 9 ends. Tony likes this one. He likes this one. Ooh, just short. Don't forget, let us know where you're watching from, who you think's going to win this. If you've got any questions, please let us know. That's not finished too bad for... It's not finished too bad there.
Start working, mate.
And Tony switching to the backhand here. Dropping round would be the perfect bowl. Nice and wide. It's got the weight for this. Very good. Very good. Really turned it on the last 2 or 3 ends now, putting Steve under pressure. Completely changed that head. Hi Stephen, thanks again for coming this weekend. Don't forget, those of you watching, if you are looking at some of the shirts the players are wearing here, I can tell you that both of these players are wearing Bowls Trader tops. They are available on Bowls Trader website. Steve can do individual shirts as well as shirts for clubs and teams. That's definitely only one, I think, now. That's might have shuffled Steve's bowl over a little bit. Still in a good position now. Yeah, Tony's just talking to the marker here. Didn't really know what to play there. Could have made it a lot worse for himself. Such a tight match. You just got to be happy with the shot. Just looks a little bit wide. Yeah, it's just a bit wide. So I think that'll be 1 to Tony. I don't think it's 2. Yeah, 1 shot. So 9-8 now to Tony. Ten ends played. Looks like that's going to be Jonathan Payne through to the semi-finals. Just coming through a tight match with Brona Tolman. So, we know 3 of the semi-finalists. Mitchell Young, Gary McNabb and Jonathan Payne. 2 former champions. Players who have won multiple times on the tour. Steve looking to change things up now. Looking for run the jack. Close here. Ooh, got the bolt. That's good to see as well, both players just agreeing there that the jack didn't touch, or the ball didn't touch the jack.
At least it can't be on the show.
Tony likes this one, following it up. Yeah, very good. Tony will want to win this end. Put a lot of pressure on Steve on the last end. Oh. Steve's a bit loose here. Big last bowl coming up from both players here. Tony drops in for two. Puts so much pressure on. It's out on a good road. Giving it the pace. He has. Puts some pressure on. Doesn't like how that's finished, but I don't think that's too bad. Steve playing the backhand. Wow, that's too wide, surely. Wow. I think he rushed that a little bit. 2 shots to Tony. So Tony takes an 11-8 lead going into the last end. As we see the Norwegian and Sweden contingent. And the score confirmation 11-8 on to the last end. Right. Big end now for both players here. Tony starts off with a front toucher. So Steve needs to pick up a 3 or 4 here. 3 to take us to a tie break. Oh, he's made things difficult for himself straight away. Yep. So he got 3 bowls now. You can see he was trying to move things there. Tony's just got to run for cover. Yep. Now, yeah, just really loose now from Steve. It's just, I think he just rushed that last bowl on the last end. Still looked like a draw to me on that forehand. That backhand's not easy to play weight on. It's easy though when you're standing this side. Tony's just covering all bases here. Steve needs to kill this. Give himself any chance. It's close. No. So he's got one chance here now. He's got to take the jack off. Tony's going to try and make it difficult for him. Will Tony be joining Mitchell Young Gary McNabb and Jonathan Payne in the semi-finals. Close, not quite enough. So that's Tony through to the semi-final. Really good match. Last match on as well, which is always good. So we'll be back again very shortly with the semi-finals. We'll catch you again in about 10 minutes' time.